Hello, welcome to Movie Story. Today we're going to be talking about Brightburn. The action and concept of this movie are similar to Superman, but our main character Brandon is not here to save the world. Before pursuing our main plot, be careful with spoilers ahead. Also, subscribe and hit the bell as it helps the channel a lot. Now, let's dive right into it. The movie starts with screening a couple, Tori and Kyle Breyer, trying to start a family. While they have a good time, Tori senses an earthquake, and suddenly something crashes in front of their house, causing a blackout. After a while, we see them getting their wish granted. Tori and Kyle have become parents. As they're raising a baby boy, the movie jumps to 10 years later. Tori and her child Brandon play hide-and-seek shortly before his school time. This family has gotten the best of both worlds after adopting Brandon. He also has a great IQ, describing the difference between bees and wasps to the whole class. Despite having a good knowledge amongst his classmates, he gets bullied in the class. But a girl named Caitlin, sitting next to him, esteems him and encourages him by saying, "Don't worry, intelligent guys end up ruling the planet." At night, as he's sleeping, he starts quivering while we see a red light glowing from the barn, and he gets pulled towards it. It turns out that he is the one who landed on the Earth 10 years ago. He approaches the barn where Kyle and Tori have locked up his ship. He does not know the truth. He's not adopted. Instead, he got here on that capsule. Tori approaches him while he tries to open the lock. She consoles him and brings him back to his room. The following day, Kyle tells him to manage the lawn while he goes to do other chores. Brandon was unable to start the mower. That's when his alien instincts kicked in. With his temper, he thrusts the mower. He begins to examine his newly formed powers driven by the capsule. At night, it's Brandon's birthday, and his Aunt Mary Lee and Uncle Noah gifts him a rifle. Kyle refuses the gift because Brandon is still a kid. Brandon gets mad at his father, ruining the birthday party. Back home, Tori finds naked pictures of girls in Brandon's room. He's going through puberty. Kyle brings him out to hunt, and while they're hunting, he tries to counsel him on how male hormones change with age. He also advises him to go after the girl that he likes, and that's where all the problems stem from. When Kyle and Tori are sleeping in their camp, Brandon goes to see Caitlin. As he's hiding behind her curtains, she gets terrorized. The next day, Tori visits Mary Lee to discuss Brandon's mood swings, but she concludes by saying he's only going through puberty. There's nothing to worry about, but little did they know, it's more than puberty or hormonal changes. The following night, Brandon kills all the chickens in the barn, which also causes a conflict between Kyle and Tori. Kyle saw Brandon standing in the barn, and he suspects that Brandon had done it. On the contrary, Tori thinks that some wolf has gotten in there and killed the chickens. In school, Brandon and his classmates are playing willows in the wind. Brandon lets himself fall by trusting his fellows, but Caitlin does not guard him. Instead, she criticizes him for being a pervert, to which Brandon becomes mad and squeezes her hand enough that she regrets herself. He gets suspended from school for 2 days. Back home, Tori tells Kyle that Brandon was drawn toward the barn, to his capsule the other night. At night, Tori is searching about the Kansas meteor in 2005, and conversely, Brandon is again drawn to his capsule, and this time he opens the lock. It seems as the spaceship is rewriting his alien instincts. Tori observes the red light from the barn and rushes toward Brandon. There, she confesses that they did not adopt Brandon. He came here in that space capsule. Brandon gets angry at his parents because they lied to him. He starts throwing things and leaves home. After a while, he understands the whispers arising from his capsule. Take over the world. He goes to see Caitlin again. There she tells him that her mother forbids talking to him. Then he goes to settle things between him and Caitlin's mother, as she had scolded him in the principal's office. He uses his powers to scare her and then kills her brutally. The police arrive at her store. They couldn't find her dead body, but one of the police officers saw the sign made by Brandon. The very same day, Brandon is having a counseling session with his Aunt Mary Lee. She asks him what are his issues with being adopted, to which he says that he doesn't have any problems. He also thinks that he's superior to everyone, and he doesn't feel bad about what he did to Caitlin. Mary Lee advises him to talk to her, as her job also includes updating the police, the school's principal, and his parents about his progress. Kyle is playing snooker with Noah and his other friends. While playing, Noah decides to go home. Conversely, Brandon visits Mary Lee and warns her not to tell the police about his progress, as it will not suit her. Mary Lee sends him away, but he manages to sneak in again. He's about to kill Mary Lee too, but at the very same time, Noah arrives. Brandon gets caught by Noah while he hides wearing his weird mask. Noah threatens to tell his parents. As they were getting into the car, Brandon struck him and left the place. Noah starts looking for him with perplexity on his face. His car breaks down in the middle of the road, and that's where Brandon shows up again. He lifts his vehicle and then forces it back to the ground. Poor Noah died on the spot as he watched him. He also makes his sign on the road with Noah's blood. Meanwhile, Tori was worried about Brandon as he never goes out at night. Tori and Kyle get into a fight again, with his shirt in his hands during their fight. Tori asks him where he's been. He whiles away and says that he was playing soccer with his friends, but they bullied him and ripped his shirt. Tori and Kyle know that he's lying, and Tori suggests getting a psychologist for him. The following day, Mary Lee informs him about Noah's death. At the hospital, Mary Lee tells him about Brandon coming to her house last night. Kyle is now assured of his crimes, but Tori is still seeing him as her innocent boy. They inform Brandon about Noah's death, to which her reaction was, okay. Kyle sneaks into his room to find the shirt, and after seeing it, he tells Tori about the bloody shirt. Tori is still unwilling to accept reality, and they get into another major conflict. Kyle takes Brandon for a hunt, and there Kyle tries to kill him. The bullet does not affect him. Seeing his own father attempt to kill him, he gets furious and kills Kyle. Meanwhile, the police officer has a lead on the murder cases. He visits Tori and asks if she's familiar with the sign BB. Tori refuses to talk to him and rushes to Brandon's room, where she finds his drawing book full of the same symbols and many more. She calls Kyle and says she now believes the crimes are done by Brandon. There she finds out that Brandon has killed Kyle, and now she's next. She runs from room to room, from one spot to another, as Brandon is flying around the house, destroying everything in his path. She calls 911 for help, and the police officers arrive. She was about to get out of the house, but Brandon kills one of the police officers, annihilating him. He also kills the other officer by smashing her on the roof. Meanwhile, Tori manages to exit the house and heads towards the barn, where she gets the medal from his capsule because it seems to be the only thing that can kill him. After getting a piece of the capsule's medal, she tries to indulge him into thinking that she loves him. She almost consoled Brandon until she attempted to stab him. Brandon flies high into the sky with a furious look on his face while holding Tori's hands. He drops her from that height, killing her, and then also crashes a plane. In the end, journalists reported that plane crash in his house, and the only survivor was Brandon among his family. After the post-credits are closed, we see Brandon taking over the world, destroying everything he touches, and YouTube full of videos posted about him. In the end, did you like the film? Have you got any fan theories about this movie? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, thanks for watching.